Millie Fleur Saves the Night. Written and illustrated by Christy Mandan. Millie Fleur Saves the Night. Written and illustrated by Christy Mandan. Garden Glen was afraid of the dark. Every evening, when the sun dipped below the horizon, the townspeople raced home and switched on their lights. Spotlights shone on prize-winning gardens, lanterns lit the pathways. Every house and yard in Garden Glen was as bright as the midday sun. Every house except Millie Fleur Lafay's, of course. At the bottom of a scruffy hill at the edge of town, a long street lamp glowed outside Millie Fleur's garden gate. To the people of Garden Glen, Millie Fleur's house was terribly dark and mysterious. But to Millie Fleur, it wasn't dark enough. Since she moved to town, Millie Fleur hadn't seen a single night creature. Her moon garden struggled to grow. "I have an idea," her mom said. After they took care of the street lamp, Millie Fleur waited for the return of the dark and her other nighttime friends. But Garden Glen's Lantern Committee was not happy about Millie Fleur's unlit house. "It's dangerous," warned the mayor. "It's scary," said the city planner. "Who knows what the dark will bring with it," said the lantern keeper. "But the dark isn't scary," Millie Fleur assured them. "You just need to get to know her." Millie Fleur couldn't bear the thought of her friend feeling unwelcome. She got to work on a new plan. Moon pies in hand, Millie Fleur marched right up to the edge of the deep, dark woods. "You are always welcome in my garden," she whispered gently to the dark. With Millie Fleur and the dark leading the way, the creatures of the night set off for Millie Fleur's garden. In the garden, a spider quietly spun her silk while bats fluttered and flapped on the breeze. The crickets and the katydids played their gentle chorus, while the dark told tales of the night. Millie Fleur's moon garden sprang to life all around them. The sweet smell of Millie Fleur's moonflowers, snoozing sugar plums, and twilight tulips drifted across the glen, enchanting her neighbors. Lanterns in hand, they followed the scent to Millie Fleur's house. As the light from the lanterns came closer, the dark and all her friends hid away. "I'll take care of you," Millie Fleur promised. Millie Fleur's neighbors were eager to see the perfumed plants growing in her garden. "Behind my gates lie a world you've been missing, but you have to put your lanterns out to see it," Millie Fleur told them. "You'll have to be brave." They were nervous to leave their lanterns behind. Their imaginations ran wild. What might happen if they meet the dark? But the delightful smell coming from the moon garden was irresistible. Gathering all their courage, they put out their lanterns and waited. "It's okay to come out now," Millie Fleur whispered. Under the safety of the dark, mushrooms lit the paths to Millie Fleur's moon garden. Glowworms hung in luminous strands from the trees. Fireflies blinked happily. Millie Fleur's garden sparkled. The kids were a bit shy around the dark at first, but the more they got to know her, the more they realized there were things the dark could share that couldn't be found in the light. One by one, the lights around Garden Glen began to go out. Moon gardens sprang up all over town. The creatures of the night made themselves at home. And from that day on, Garden Glen was a friend of the dark. Millie Fleur had saved the night. Author's note. Can I tell you a secret, dear reader? When I was little, I was afraid of the dark. Even as a grown-up, the darkness still makes me a little uncomfortable. But I've grown to love the night. I've learned that when the sun goes down and the lights go out, that's when the magic happens. Outside my door and inside my mind. My imagination comes alive at night, and I get my best ideas while everyone else is sleeping. I am a night-blooming flower, it seems. Blue Ghosts and Foxfire. There's a creature that lights up the forest like a tiny fairy village. It goes by many names: lightning bug, firefly, blinky, moonbug. Where I live, there's even a very special one called the blue ghost. Most lightning bugs can produce light at all stages of their life cycle. They use their blinking organs to communicate and locate one another in the dark. But light pollution around the world is causing them to disappear. When we use too many artificial lights, the fireflies can't find one another. Let's think like a firefly. Imagine if every light you left on at night made it harder for you to find your friends and family. Turn out those lights and let the blinking glow of fireflies enchant you. In the deep, dark woods, there's another mysterious glow that can only be found in the black of night. People used to think that the glow was where fairies were gathering in the forest. But the eerie bluish-green glow came from the forest floor is actually a bioluminescent fungus called foxfire radiating from rotten wood. The light from the fungi helps lead beetles to rotting wood where they can make their homes. In return, the beetle helps the foxfire fungus spread from place to place by carrying the spores. In the right environment, foxfire can glow bright enough to read by. Living lights are all around us if we're only brave enough to make friends with the dark. Glowing mushrooms like jack-o'-lanterns, dripping bonnets, and bitter oysters light up forests. Bioluminescent algae, sea sparkle, and other glowing organisms illuminate the ocean. Shooting stars and meteor showers streak across our sky, but they can only be seen in the dark. So turn out those lights and save the night.